Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just left a bid for a house clean out for a realtor, and there's a couple things I want to talk about today. One, everybody always talks about realtors being cheap, and I'm sure there are some out there. Just as any industry, there's always somebody out there trying to be, making money, make a dollar, save everything they can, and so there probably are some cheap ones out there, but you should just be trying to vet all of them, and once you find out the ones that are cheap, you don't do no work for them no more. But number two, a realtor is, to me, a very good source for our industry. They're always looking for somebody to clean out a house so they can list it. For example, this house here, although the realtor, her son is a flipper, and he flipped it and he's getting ready to list it, but there's still piles and piles of junk in there. It's probably going to take a day. If I do it by myself, it might take more than a day, just because of where the location's at. It's kind of far, and I'm not 100% sure. I'm about to search up an area and see what is around this area as far as dumps, because it's like North Dallas area, and I don't do a lot here. But anyways, realtors are very good assets to have for our industry. Another thing, like the way I got this post is funny, or the way I got this job, the way I get a lot of my jobs is off Facebook. Probably 80 to 90% of them is off Facebook, and people always wonder how do you get jobs off Facebook? Not me in general, but in general, how do you get them? And it's just a numbers game. You got to post and post and post, and you might have 50 comments out there posting on them. Posting, you might be tagging yourself or getting tagged in 50 of them, and you may get 1 out of 50. Who knows? But it's just a numbers game. But it's funny because this job here was somebody in my area in the city over next to me had posted, and the wife or girlfriend posted, "Hey, I have a king size mattress that I need to get rid of. I do not have a way to take it to the dump, and I do not have a place to store it. Give me some ideas on how to get rid of it," basically. And so I was the first one to comment on there. Less than a minute after she posted, I just saw it. I commented,
Go past this light.
"I have a junk removal company. I can do it and haul it off for a small fee." I said $40 because it was literally like less than a mile from my house or so, and I said $40, which is cheap as hell, really stupid and cheap. And so everybody else started commenting on there and saying, "Put it at the curb," which obviously you put it at the curb. I mean, most cities are going to take it. And so anyways, hold on, let me pull over here. Okay, and so
1.5 miles. Turn right onto Lyndon B. Johnson.
So anyways, I said, "Hey, I'll take it for $40," and a dozen other comments are saying, "Put it at the curb," which is clearly what I would have done too if it was mine. But if somebody's going to pay, they're asking. They clearly don't have a truck. They said they don't have storage. So, but what I'm assuming is husband, same last name, laughed on my comment, and so I replied, which I usually wouldn't, but I guess I was bored that day. So I replied and said, "Why so-and-so, why you think it's so funny? Is it because I was only charging $40 and I was way too cheap? I agree with you too. Ha ha ha." And then he texted, and then he replied, "Why would I pay somebody to haul it off when I can put it at the curb?" And so I knew they're related somehow, because I clearly looked at their Facebook pages. And so I responded and said, "Well, why would you have her come on here and ask for help then, if you already knew where to put it?" And then he came back and said, I didn't have anybody do anything," which I was just trying to be a smart ass. But and then somebody commented on there and said, "Do you work in Garland?" The city that I just got this job at right now is in Garland, and I'm down in Mansfield in Texas, so I'm an hour. I think it only took me like 58 minutes to get here. So it's basically an hour for me, but I think it's like North Dallas area. And I told her, yeah, I work in Garland, so private messaged me, and so it was a realtor that was telling me about this house. And I guess I guess one kind of thing is, since I am a realtor now as well, or I got a license, I can connect with them also. But so I said, hey, I'm a realtor too, and we set it up for today. And so I just drove up here and checked it out, and it's going to be a decent job. Like I said, we probably can do it in a day if I bring other people, but I'm probably not going to. Nothing is crazy, nothing is heavy. There is a couple of dressers I can get it with the dolly. Everything else I can do myself. So it may take me 2 days, just because it may take me a day to load up a trailer. It really shouldn't, but I don't know where to dump in this area, and I'm sure I will do my due diligence and figure it out. And if there is a local dump around here, I'll just go ahead and finish it in one day. But if not, I don't really care if it's, if it takes me 2 trips, 2 days is fine. But I hear people always coming on here, and people on Facebook commenting, like talking bad about realtors and how they're cheap, and they probably are, just like any other industry. You got roofers that I'm dealing with. I've been dropping off a lot of dumpsters actually in the last few weeks for roofers, and you have some that are trying to, I guess they don't realize that we understand they're making thousands off of a roof. So, to charge them $400 or $500 for a dumpster, and they're trying to fight you on it and say it should be less, $100 off. Like, it's just stupid. Like, well, that'd be the last time I'd work with them. I mean, I'm not gonna sell my business short. And so I think that's the same situation with realtors. Like, I have not come across any that were cheap. Most of them that I've worked with, when I give them the bid, they do it. And I don't even know that I've ever been told no by a realtor, because usually they're in a tight situation, so they have to do it. And so, I get told yes every time. I'm pretty sure, I would say I'm 100% on all the realtors that I went and worked for. And so I think it's just the way you approach it, the way you, in reality, I guess it's just not your salesman skills, but it's your empathy, your way to connect with the people. I mean, if you're good at it, it doesn't really matter who you're talking to, realtor, doctor, Joe Schmo, property management company. It doesn't matter. You're going to be able to connect with them and get the job regardless. So if you are out there and you're having problems and saying like, well, how do I get any realtors? Why do other people get them and I can't? Or so, not even realtors, any niche type of people, you probably got to look at yourself more, because it probably has a lot to do with you and the way you approach them and the way you represent yourself. Because in reality, there's not, I mean, like I said, I probably only worked for half a dozen or a dozen realtors, but if you looked at my stats, I bet I'm 100% on them. It's all about the way you handle yourself when you're in front of the customer. They're not any different than anybody else. But I don't find them cheap. I mean, they either like my price or they don't. I'm not gonna discount my service for them just because they're a realtor either. But so don't write off Facebook, man. You gotta get those posts on Facebook. You gotta get those tags. I'm in a lot of networking groups, so I mean, I should screenshot some Facebook posts. If I screenshot them for somebody asking for our service, then you could see, like, I guarantee you in my city and a couple of the surrounding ones, if somebody asks for junk removal, out of 50 comments, 35 of them are probably me every time. 100% of the time, I probably have 35 tags on there, and it's just because I've met so many people doing the networking. But I've been, boots on the ground and busting my ass to get these relationships, and it's also because it's not just because I know them. It's because I'm on there tagging these people and giving them business as well, just as much as they do me. Like, I spend a lot of time on social media because you have to nowadays for business, and so I'm promoting them just as much as they're promoting me. But if you, like everybody knows the saying, Zig Ziglar, if you help enough people get what they want, then you're going to be able to get what you want. I can tag individually. I may tag 10 people, 15 people a day on Facebook when somebody's asking for their services, and then the one time that somebody asks for mine, all those 10 or 15 people plus are also tagging me, and so I feel like I'm just giving out a little bit to each person. But because I give out a little bit to each person, I get a lot back in return. And so anyways, I don't know. I don't know what I'm. You know me. I like to ramble, but I haven't posted a video in a while, and I wanted to stop and talk. Like, that job right there is just a example of a couple things. One, you really got to put yourself on social media. Two, don't count out anybody. Don't count out realtors. Don't count out a specific group of people. And if you're having problems getting that niche, and you really want that type of people, and you're not able to get them or reach out to them or have them reach out to you, it's probably you inside. It's probably your problem. But anyways, all right, I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm loving it. Still kicking off with my real estate. It's taking up a lot of my time. It's becoming my number one thing. It's booming. I didn't expect it to get like this. And if anybody's interested, if any of y'all are interested in mainly in Texas, because I don't really know other policies, other laws in other states, but if you're interested in getting into real estate, reach out to me, text me, comment on here, DM me, whatever you gotta do, and I will explain to you how I did it. And it's in our industry, whether you believe it or not, it's a really good license to have, because we do run across a lot of, even 3 to 5 of them a year is a pretty good extra bit of money, and you're like the first responder at a lot of houses, especially when you're doing a lot of the bigger clean outs. So it's a good license to have. So if any of y'all are out there are interested in it and don't really understand how to get it yet, just reach out to me, and I got no problem showing you exactly how to do it and to walk you through it. All right, everybody have a good day.